What's happening, everybody? Matt here. We can call me Matub, and welcome to Matub's Musings, a show where I talk about the Packers, and I was right a couple times. Last week, the Packers took on the Texans at home, which was a game where we didn't really learn a whole lot because the conditions were pretty crappy. We did see Christine Michael run pretty well. We saw James Starks run terribly. We saw Ty Montgomery do pretty well. Things that we all kind of expected. This week, the Packers are taking on the Seahawks, and it's supposed to be another very, very snowy game. Now, the issue with snow games is you don't necessarily see how well you're passing. Your running game can be hit or miss. For example, last week we saw Jordy's touchdown where he completely made Charles James look so bad that he got cut. But to be fair, Charles did just slip in the snow, and that was unfortunate for him. This week against the Seahawks, it's supposed to be even snowier, quite possibly even more snowy than the Snow Bowl of 1985, where the Packers took on the Buccaneers. Now, the line on this game is Seattle by 3, which I think is fair. That would mean that without home field advantage, the Packers and the Seahawks would be even farther away. The Seahawks would be favored by 6. Home field advantage tends to be a 3-point swing. I think that that's a fair spread, but I don't think it's going to be that close. However, like I said before, it's supposed to be super snowy. You don't really learn a whole lot from snow games. So, I mean, the Seahawks are without Earl Thomas, so the Packers are going to be able to attack the middle, so I think you're going to see a lot of Jared Cook up the seam, or possibly Jordy in the slot. Devontae Adams continues to do well. But with Richard Sherman traveling now and no longer just staying on one side of the field, I think that you're actually going to see him shadowing Devontae. So unless Devontae's 3-step slant will work against Richard Sherman, I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of him either. However, I do think that Christine Michael is going to be getting a lot of the workload. I think he's going to be considered the number 1 back, and Ty Montgomery is going to be the 2nd back, which I really like. I'm not a big fan of James Starks. You could open up a hole for him the size of a city bus, and he would still try and bounce it outside. It's infuriating. If the Packers win this game, I fully feel that they can run the table like what Aaron has been saying. This, to me, is the most losable game of the rest of their schedule. With that said, I'm still not terribly optimistic. I don't think that the Packers will match up well against the Seahawks, even at home, even in the snow. But like I said, snow games, freak games, toss-ups, you never really know. Any given Sunday kind of thing. I still think that the Seahawks are going to squeak out a win. I'm going to call this 17-13 for the Seahawks. And if that is true, that's pretty much the end of the Packers season, so I really hope that they prove me wrong. All right, guys. As always, I'm Matt. You can call me Matub. You have a great day.